Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology retold shenanigans here in the top right of the map, playing the strongest god in the game right now, as certified by multiple top players, content creators alike. I'm not sure exactly where I'm sitting just yet on this, but I do think that this is one strong civilization. His name is Kido. I affectionately know him as Kido Severo Jones Bones Malone, with the added nickname of the Abuser. In other words, one of the best meta players in Age of Mythology, currently playing on the ladder. I'll go more into what this means a little bit later. His opponent today, none other than the Greek prodigy himself, Mr. Aces the Rapple. I don't know if you can really call him a prodigy anymore, but he got really good at this game quite young, and he's been quite good at it for quite some time. One of the few players who has an S-tier tournament win under his belt. He's going to be piloting Zeus for us today, a god of which a lot of Zeus mains in particular. Now, let me give a caveat here before I tell you exactly what the Zeus mains are saying. Whenever a player who mains a god starts telling you what the god is good at, what the god is bad at, I think it comes with a little bit of nuance there, in my opinion. A little bit of a caveat that you have to just kind of have in the back of your head. These players play a lot of games with that god, and let's just say that what they have to say is not always 100% accurate, the truth, or something that is universally correct, because they have their bias and all that other good stuff. These Zeus mains are telling me that Zeus is not playable on land maps. Now, to be honest, I've seen Zeus have success on land maps, and I've seen Rapple have success with Zeus on land maps. Him playing Zeus in this game shows that he is willing to, at the very least, give the god a go. This is ranked ladder. This is pride on the line. This is art of pixels on the line as well. Zeus also, by all intents and purposes, is a strong god for this matchup. Why? Well, he has Bolt. Bolt is a fantastic counter to Blood Pact. In fact, they cancel each other out, and that's how you should be thinking about playing with this god. Anyways, let me go back to what I was saying. Kido, the Abuser, Severo Jones Bones Malone. If you spend any time in Twitch chat, or sometimes YouTube chat as well, not really. YouTube chat is a lot higher level than the Twitch chat is. But if you spend any time in Twitch chat, you'll often run into somebody saying, so-and-so is abusing again. What does abusing mean? Well, for the longest time, I sort of tried to put some nuance on it. Like, some sort of like, it means this, it means like, they're doing something that their opponent can't really do much about. It's not what abuse is. Abuse, put it simply, is playing the strongest possible strategy you can in the matchup, and that is what it is. It's literally just playing the meta. That is what abuse is, first and foremost. So we're going to be watching one of the best meta players playing Huitzilopochtli right here today, as well as one of the best meta players playing with Zeus. This is going to be a really, really fun game. Thanks for joining me on this auspicious of occasions. It's ladder time, and it's casting time, and all the other good stuff. As Kido, looking to get some damage done with his priest, but we've got both Heracles and Jason out, and Kido says, no worries, let's pull back. Kido did go for Paddock Cattle here, which does give him access to the Agave Bloom, and a lot of the time, you want to play somewhat quick to the heroic age here with Huitzilopochtli. I don't necessarily think that this is the be-all and end-all of the Aztecs, but there's definitely a lot of power inside of this, as Kido now actually mowing down the wood line here. He might be looking for a town center or a village center. I'm not sure exactly why. It's not the best map for a two-town center play. That being said, it's not the best map for a two-town center play. Playing village center versus Greek, and especially versus players like the Rapple, like Kavoth, like the Mister, you can't sneak these. I've seen players try to sneak village centers versus these players. They're very, very active with their scouting. Already Rappel's got himself out of Pegasus. He's got his Jason scouting out over onto the side, just trying to see exactly what's going on in this game. And, well, there's definitely resources for a town center, and it will be the village center. Now, okay, let me lock in my thoughts on this specific village center that is literally about to get scouted, and it doesn't even get it to 33 seconds before completion, before Rappel sees what's going on, and he's going to be able to say, great, let me take my own town center, or let me go for some sort of an all-in. Let me give you my thoughts on the Aztec village center idea. This village center here is fine if you drop it right away. There is no way for it to be denied. It's pretty strong. You drop it straight away at literally like 4 minutes into the game, and that gives you some advantages. All right, that's a totally fine, respectable, good way to play with this village center. Kido going for this and finishing at 6 minutes and 30 seconds. There's a lot of room here now for the Rappel to put pressure on and to look to lock Kido off the map. And we actually are seeing Rappel going into Minotaur, going into Labyrinth of Minos, which has been buffed, and he is going to be looking to apply pressure. What Kido wants first and foremost here, at least as far as I'm concerned, is he wants a fast heroic off of this village center and to take a lot of advantages there. He doesn't mind being slightly behind on economy if Rappel goes for a fast second town center or a second town center himself. But that's not what Rappel's doing. Rappel is putting pressure on right now. He's got the hoplites, and he's going to be denying this war hut, at the very least denying the war hut as the priests come through. The Minotaur here is going to start slapping down. We actually see a villager snipe from the Heracles over on the left there. Nice play from Rappel. And the Tsompantli watchtowers will be getting queued up now for our main man, Kido, to say, well, excuse you, you're not allowed to attack me without taking some damage. There is also this Kalpuli Craft Workshop. That's not a tower thing there either. And now the villagers do need to charge over here and play some defense. Tajipla comes in. Now, if I'm Rappel here, I'm actually thinking exactly. I'm thinking, let's turn and actually start targeting this bad boy down. You've got the hoplites. They're going to be snaring this Tajipla up, slowing him down. Unfortunately here, that is insanely fast. Holy moly, he's got Hermes' winged sandals. That's the fastest Tajipla I've ever seen. I was about to say, you're never going to catch up to the Minotaur with a Tajipla if it's snared. But apparently you are, because you have Hermes' winged sandals. That completely changes the dynamic here for that Huitzilopochtli Tajipla. As another wall coming down, another villager getting picked there though by the Rappel. We do have the warrior priest coming in. That's going to get surrounded for the time being. And, well, Rappel has to pull back yet again as the Tajipla trying to get through. Does get some shots off, but look how fast it dies. It gets 150 damage off, and it's basically dead here. Of course, good control from Kido. Turns around, gets one little attack. He could turn and definitely get some more damage off. It's going to die anyways. I wouldn't really chase it anymore, but he's trying to sneak around and get on top of that Minotaur to get one last little bit of damage done, and he does get it off, and that will be a dead Minotaur. Nice play there from Kido. Less than ideal play from the Rappel as another Tajipla will be coming through. Rappel trying to knock this down, and we do have its Papalotl to come through now as well. As Jason versus the Tajipla here will be an interesting one as the units continuing to come through, and another dead Tajipla hero basically. I really like the way that Rappel is reacting to this. This is resources spent. Like, let's not get it twisted. Take a look at him. 15 favor, 40 food, 60 gold. That's resources 110 spent. Does not get value, but does not get the value of that spend if you just turn around and attack it. If one just charges into an army, you turn around, you attack it, it dies. I really like the way that Rappel's playing. He's also got restoration here, so as long as he doesn't actually lose any units, he's going to be able to turn restoration, and he does bolt that Tajipla there. I don't like that bolt at all. There's going to be Blood Pact available specifically for a butterfly to come in right away. And this is going to be a lot of damage onto the Rappel army here. It might be worth it for him to actually restoration here. Comes in with the Jason, trying to take the butterfly out, but that's going to chase him down. 6 speed is very, very fast. Turn around and at least snare it down to 5.1 for a little bit as the army will pull out of here. Now, I think that Rappel got out of that without as many problems as I thought he should have. Bit of a mistake from Kido. Definitely could have got more damage out of the butterfly with that Blood Pact, but Rappel played it really nicely. It's 38 villages to 41, but there has been quite a few villages that have been sacrificed here for things like Wings of its Papillotto. We've got the Kiwa Archers actually coming through as well, and the Obsidian Butterflies are going to start coming through momentarily as well, as Rappel will pull back into the middle. He is currently walling up the map. He's got to be very, very scared here. This unit was nerfed. The Obsidian Butterfly was nerfed, but you're still going to be able to get onto this pack of villagers, use a special, and then auto-attack and kill off the villagers. You do not have the luxury of being out in the middle of the map versus an Obsidian Butterfly. And this is also true for units like the Scorpion Man, units like the Raiju, units like even the Stimpalion Bird can shut down a unprotected food gathering operation. There's a lot of different myth units that can do this. The other unit that can do this, and I'm going to say it, and I'm going to get slack for it, cavalry. You can't be out on this position grabbing Hunt if your opponent's got cavalry. You just are not allowed to be here unless your units are stat on top of it. Now, for the moment, Kido is being a little bit kind. He's not going for the rage just yet. 5.5 speed Obsidian Butterfly is faster than basically anything that that Rappel has in his army. You can see 5.5 speed Hippias, 4.9 speed Hoplite, 5 speed Heracles. It's faster than anything that Rappel has. So these Obsidian Butterflies have the speed advantage. They're more than going to be able to get out onto the map and get some damage done. I love the walls from Rappel though here. I love it here. I love it here. The main base isn't quite walled in just yet, but he's going to put some more up over here. And this is very, very good for the Rappel. He is playing around the Obsidian Butterfly with the exception of the very risky 6 villages that are over here. I'd much rather see him just pull them back over onto the cows, and he is going to do that now. I don't know. I think he saw the Obsidian Butterfly coming in and goes, oh, that is out. Let me pull away. So he does manage to survive without any losses. Risky play, but gets away with it. And with Rappel pulling back and taking his foot off the gas, this is allowing Kido to get some value out of his village center. We are still seeing more villagers actually getting sacrificed into the temple. I'm not sure what his plan is with this, with the exception of potentially Blood Pact again, which sort of makes sense to some degree, just to have it available. But my take on the Aztec favor is you don't want to float any Aztec favor. As an Underworld Passage. Oh, I love this Underworld Passage from the Rappel. This is so smart. If Purge comes down, he's going to be able to bail in to the Underworld Passage and get away from even some villagers getting brought into the action here. For some reason, the village center on the back is going to go down very, very quickly. The town center here for Kido is going to go down as well. And then Rappel, simply put, can just leave with a ridiculous amount of damage done. He does not need to stay here and take this fight, but he's feeling like he can. He does have that restoration. I think he should be dropping it. And he says, all right, no, that's enough. That Tajipla is in. We can just wait that out, then maybe pop out onto the other side with restoration and make this fight happen. There he goes. He's got heavy cavalry as well up onto the top tier as well. There goes the Purge, and the units will bail for the Underworld Passage with a 0 value Purge there. And Rappel has done damage, a lot of damage. 2 town centers killed, a village center and a town center killed, but 2 town centers killed and Purge out for the Underworld Passage. Yes, you clicked restoration. It's not the end of the world here for Kido, but look at the resource differential. That is as good as you can possibly hope for after killing off the town center. In fact, I think that Rappel right now can very simply pull back sit on top of that Temple of Healing tech that he has now, and then make something happen a little bit later with potentially an extra town center, but he wants to look for more damage. He sees the Great Temple up. There's walls now coming down from Kido. Kido's going to put his town center back up as well. He is Huitzilopochtli, so he gets a little bit of resources back for this. Not the end of the world that he lost it, but look at the difference in villages after all is said and done. A great play from Rappel. Basically equal after all is said and done, except he's going to come out of this with a slight villager lead. Or at the very least, an equal villager position. Of course, there's still this favor. This is hard to tell. It's actually quite hard to tell where the Aztec favor is lying. How much the Aztec, where the Aztec favor is lying. It's quite hard to tell because there's no like indicator of how much passive favor I'm getting. I'd love for there to be a passive favor indicator somewhere. Like I can click on the villager, and if I know how many he's sacked, I can make a guess. Like this looks like he's sacked about 6 villages here, which would probably be somewhere in the vicinity of 0.4 times 6 take maybe 0.1 or something. Sorry, 0.04? 0.04 times 6 take 0.01, 0.02 or something like that. I don't know. It falls off pretty hard as you get a whole bunch sacked. So I don't know how much he's got, but he's got a pretty decent amount of actual income here. It says plus 14 per minute, but we don't know if that's taking into account villages that he's sacked recently or not. Anyways, coming over for another town center right now as Rappel's next plan seems very, very simple. He says, let's go Hera. We can go Hera here for Lightning Storm. Oh, he spotted this smoke trap. Does expose that one. I don't know how this butterfly got through here, but it's getting chased down, looking for villagers to pick off, and has not really managed to find any. It's got 4 kills. I'm not sure if it killed any villagers. It's got 4 kills, and it's dead. So I'm not sure how he got through here. Maybe through the front door. Maybe he just ran through this way, and then flew through this way, and then this way. But didn't really do anything. So far, so good for the Rappel. On the backside, we have Sean ones coming in. We've got Spearmen. The Sean ones are really, really strong. This is probably the strongest unit that the Aztecs have right now. I've seen people complaining about the Eagle Warrior. I've seen people complaining about the Tajipla. The Sean one, for me, is the unit that I find the most challenging to kill. How do you beat this unit? Myth unit. That is straight up the best way to beat this unit, whether it's going to be with Manticore, whether it's going to be with Medusa, with Hydra, with, what else have you got? Chimera, with Minotaur, with Cyclops. Doesn't really matter, but Myth unit are your answer for the Sean one. You can make Toxotes as well, but the Toxotes are going to die pretty quickly to Eagle Warriors, so it's not the easiest of micro. It's much better to go into Myth unit and then focus down the heroes and then use Myth units to take out the Sean one, in my opinion. Nonetheless, we see a Tlaloc pre-queued for Kido. 3rd town center as well for Kido. He's saying, I want to stay in the heroic age, which is a little bit offbeat. I would have expected him to try and get to that mythic age pretty quickly because you get a huge power spike in that mythic age, which allows you to deal damage and then get your next 3rd town centers up, and you can play for the late game after you get that damage done. The power spike involves getting the Great Temple Sacrifice, the Huitzilopochtli Tajipla, and also Pillar of Tlaloc, as well as the upgrade that comes where that's concerned, too, as the Warrior Priest charging in, does manage to keep his units alive there, picks off the Warrior Priest as well, and Kido is in full retreat right now. These units are looking very, very, very scary from the Rappel. Rappel hits the Mythic Age through Hera, going to try and get onto this position. There is a smoke trap here. It's not going to really slow the Rappel down in the slightest. Look at all of those Eagle Warriors. There's Tajiplas there. Not Tajiplas. There's the Kiwa Archers there as well. Rappel says, let me take the town center down. No problems. And the Obsidian Butterfly on the back going to go down as Hippias decide, I can just take these archers down. Eagle Warriors do not beat Hippias. This is a fact, as another bolt comes down onto the Tajipla, it looks like. We see the Butterfly, Obsidian Butterfly, coming in yet again with another Blood Pact, and that's going to be able to take down those Manticores. I like that idea from Kido. A very, very unique way that only Huitzilopochtli has to deal with enemy Myth units. He's taking down 2 Manticore for 2 and like 99 out of 100 Manticores there with the Butterfly. But there's still the problem here for Kido is he just lost his entire army, a town center, and his opponent still has got Lightning Storm in it. So what are you going to do? Rappel is so far in front right now. Hoplite's coming through. We've got Bellerophon in queue as well. That's going to shut down those butterflies. The butterflies finally do not have a safe raiding passage. There's also the Medusa who can stun the Obsidian Butterfly, the wasted special on an Eagle Warrior there, as the stuns coming through from the from that Shawn one getting taken down, and I don't see it here from Kido. It looks like Rappel has managed to find the dub, and this is going to go Zeus's way, as yet again we see another amazing display from high-level players dealing with what Huitzilopochtli can do. Incredible play here from Rappel with the Zeus. Kido went for, I think he went for an offbeat play. This is not really his bread and butter with the village center. I think if he wants to go for the village center, he should try and go for it faster, like straight away. I'm talking like 4 minutes or 4 minutes 30 at the very latest to get it started. And I'd also consider dropping Blood Pact down against Zeus onto a villager that's building this town center. So what you can do, in my opinion, if you want to go for a village center play with Huitzilopochtli, is one villager to build the town center or the village center, one villager. The rest of the villagers are going to be gathering resources. So your town center became cheaper, right? Then once the town center gets to 120 seconds before it finishes, you can drop Blood Pact and the town center will finish. That's the way to get a very, very cheap town center. It takes a grand total of 1 minute to finish the town center in its entirety. Yes, you lose the villager at the end. That's fine. But you get 10 favor back anyways from the Blood Pact. And you're able to also build units or start going to the heroic age. And that would probably be the more competitive way to go about it. The other alternative would be village center like that, and then also go for a town center. A little bit risky versus Zeus with the early game heroes that have got the advantage, but nonetheless, that could be another way to go versus maybe some other civs if you want to try this village center play, but didn't work out for Kido in this game. Rappel's Underworld was so nasty. There's such a smart move as the units are out of position over on this side, hits the town center, kills everything with those super hoplites, and the restoration plays around Purge, and it was just a masterclass here of Zeus shenanigans from the Rappel. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure you hit the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next game.